How you doing, man?
Dude, I am awesome. I'm so glad that we've finally been able to do this.
We were within walking distance at imaging, and we're not able to pull it off.
No, like
And
you were literally 10 feet away from me.
you're just hustling. Talk.
Now, with that being said, I'm in the background of a lot of your stuff though. So technically I was in your podcast, just not.
I did see you're behind a couple of times. I did see you working. I was working hard. I was working very hard.
So what's going on, man? How's ShutterFest before we get into this?
My first ShutterFest, it was great, man. Yeah, it was great. I think there's always a lot of noise on social media, on people's perspective, on, I'll say it straight up, Sal,
Yeah.
and Alyssa, and whether they like him or not like him. And I'm a guy that I like to meet people in person, see what they're all about, and I'll make my own decisions.
Right.
Man.
Yeah.
And what I got from this, first of all, ShutterFest, it's not corporate. It doesn't feel corporate.
Not at all.
And people are creating.
Yeah.
People are helping. I don't feel egos. I don't feel cliques. And I like that because it's kind of how I am. And I think they're all right people, man. I think they're all right people, and I like what they're doing. And
I was the same way when I was another conference that won't be mentioned.
yeah,
And I heard nothing but bad things about both of them, or, mostly Sal. And I've never experienced anything negative whatsoever. That man has had my back through some things, and like I would do anything for this conference.
you know what I
Absolutely.
think it is? I think it's people have a hard time with people being authentic.
Yeah.
The person that you see in front of you is the same person that's going to be on camera. It's going to be on this. It's going to be on that. That guy and Alyssa and a lot of the people here they're just authentic.
Absolutely.
And some people can handle it and some people can't.
Right.
And the reason why I respect that is because I am very similar in that fashion where it's easier for me to be authentic and truthful than to fucking lie.
Right.
Because then I have to keep track of the lie.
Yeah.
Like, what did I tell you?
Yeah.
And if I told you something and somebody says, oh, Giancarlo said this, I'll be like, okay, that's probably what I said. It was like, it's easier. They're just having to keep a lie. So I really like ShutterFest for the fact that it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel, it just feels like they're just artists who are creating.
So this is I do have some other conferences later this year that I've applied for and stuff to speak at, but this is like my last one of the big trifecta, or the big four. This is like my Super Bowl. I always call it that. It's like the one that I always look forward to. It's the one that I want to make sure that I work my ass off to be a speaker at.
Yeah.
And I try, not that I try harder, but I always feel myself giving a little bit more to the attendees here. It's just something about this conference. This is my fourth year now, and it's just something about it that just feels different.
I saw your big picture that everybody has with
Yeah.
the teacher. What brought you here to teach, man? What were you teaching?
Well, I've always just taught off-camera flash and stuff, and it's just the educational side of it, man. Like without going too deep into my big crazy story, like I was homeless at 15. I got into trouble. I got a felony at 17. So like my high school years, like if I would have paid attention back in school and learned like I do now and like I teach, like it'd be a completely different situation. But I've always felt that I would just want to connect with people and teach as much as I can, and as long as I'm one step or a few steps ahead of someone else, I always feel like there's something that I can teach someone else. So I love the feeling like when I do like a photo walk style and I see somebody get it and they're like, "Huh, yeah." And they're like, look at this. And I call my photos bangers, and they're like, is this a banger? And I'm like, absolutely, man. It's so good. That's why I like to teach. And I got hooked up here. Someone told me about it. And then I reached out to, Brandon, the president of Westcott, and I was like, hey, can you get me into this ShutterFest thing? And he's like, let me make some calls and put some emails out. And then I got into touch, and I still had to apply. It wasn't like I, loopholed it through Westcott, but I got the initial connection there, but I still apply every year. It's not guaranteed. So I have to work my ass off to make sure that I can come and have good, not only good like attendance the previous year, but that I'm bringing good material the following year and always changing it up. So
How did it feel from the first applicant? Not talking about ShutterFest, just in general. When you first became a speaker and you got that first acceptance, how was that? How did that feel being validated, being accepted as a speaker?
So the next chapter of my life after that rough patch, I was actually a touring hip hop artist for 10 years. I was signed to a record label in Atlanta, Georgia. I did what's called country rap. So it's a hip hop with a country feel to it. It's talking about hanging out at bonfires and stuff like that. I would perform in front of 1,500 people. That scared me way more my first year as a speaker at another conference.
Then that
Way more than it ever did there, because when I was doing music, the 1,500 people were just there to party. when I did my first class of like 25 people, those people were there to learn something.
Yeah.
So I had to take it serious. And it was the greatest feeling in the world to know that somebody wanted to learn from me. And I had been doing up where I'm at in Green Bay, I'd been doing like small little like photo walk, meetup type things for a little while, but they weren't on the grand scheme of things. The first one I ever did was in Chicago. So like to know that somebody wanted to learn from me on that grand spectrum was just like the greatest feeling in the world. And it's the reason that I now am almost fully just educator. Like I don't do a lot of client work anymore. It's just education between my YouTube and conferences and coaching and stuff like that because it's the best feeling in the world knowing you're helping someone.
That's great. You brought up the YouTube. I was just about to ask
Yeah.
you. Tell me, how do people find you on your YouTube? Because you have a lot of great content
Thank you.
there.
It's Josh Russell. So I actually got my YouTube channel back in like 2008 or 2009, but I didn't do anything with it. I thought you needed one and a channel to like watch it.
Right.
So I got it. And then in 2018, I started taking it more serious. And in the last 3 or 4 years, I've really like pushed it. So it's Josh Russell. I got my own name as a URL and I'm never changing it.
No, that's
Because to have my name is like,
whatever you want one.
yeah,
that's
right.
great.
To have it. So yeah.
And you teach. You also mentor, and you do these one-on-ones with people to help them. Just they take it to the next level, right?
Yeah, so I have what I call the Photog Nation. It's an online learning platform. It's not a course. It's not a school, anything like that. But it's a video gallery. But then on top of that, there's also weekly live streams where they can come in. We do private coaching. I mean, I'm open and available pretty much all the time to the members. Like I get messages at 3 o'clock in the morning, like, hey, can you look at this? I'm probably gonna look at it the next day. But I mean, I'm open and available and I keep it small. I only let in a certain amount of people at a certain time. And then once I feel like they're in a good, comfortable spot, then I'll let a few more people in because I really want it to feel like a one-on-one coaching and it's super affordable too.
Okay, one question for you to wrap it up. Where are you hoping to be at the end of this year with your path of where you're going to?
At the end of this year, I want to be 99% just content creation, educational stuff, things like that. And I want to travel as much as I can and make as many memories as I can doing this business. I've been blessed to go many places with it, mostly domestically right now. But I mean, I want to teach in Miami and Nashville again. I want to do stuff in anywhere that'll have me out on the West Coast. I've never taught in California. I'd love to go there. I'd love to go in like Big Sky Country, Wyoming. Like just teach my style of photography to anybody that wants to learn it and help whoever I can with it because I didn't have that. I didn't have someone to teach me. I'm all school of YouTube. And then I started going to conferences and realized how important they are. And then it was like, well, okay, now I got this platform. Now I want to do it too. So I want to help people. I know it might sound like the cheesiest, shitty answer ever, but I just want to help as many people.
Coming from a content creator, yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, I totally get it. And that feeling of getting someone to just something clicks.
Yeah.
Or I get it sometimes here. People ask me a question that to me is just day to day. I do this every single time I'm here, but they'll notice like, what is that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, to me, it's like, that's just something. They're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then you see that light and you're like, holy shit, that actually is going to help them and it might make their life easier or whatever it might be, or spark something else in them. So I can understand why you're going down that.
The cool thing about like me in general is like, if someone follows me on Instagram, I follow them back at least to see like, if they're like just spamming or something like that, I won't. So like, it's really cool to like that moment and then see it applied in something in the future. Like, okay, I taught them something about like my class tonight was about editing. So I taught them how to like really to elevate an image. Like now, when I go and I see one of these, I'm going to be like, I taught them that or helped them learn that. Maybe it's not just me. They might have taken other classes or still known some of it, but just that's the gratification that I get.
You would know this personally because I do this with you and everybody. If I follow people, if I talk to people and whatnot, I'm sending voice notes. It's like, I don't want to type. It's not.
So I'm a talk to texter. So I'm doing the same thing, but it turns into text because like, I know you are saving stuff so I can go back and listen to it and stuff. But like most of the time I'm like, what did I say? Or what did I do? So like, I just go back.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what I said. I'll have to listen to it and go from there. But I just don't want to even read.
But you was like 4 3-minute messages like next to each other. And I'm like, which one did he say this in? So then I had to listen to the whole thing. But it's cool. Like I have a couple people
it's also not admissible in court.
Oh, it's great.
Right, well, buddy, I appreciate you stopping by. How do you like this whole after hours, like off the cuff interviews?
This is incredible. I actually walked up and like saw it and I was like, dude, that looks so awesome. And I chimped on the back of your monitor to see what it looked like. And I'm like,
It looks
holy
holy.
shit, it looks cool.
I have no idea look this good, but it looks really
Yeah.
cool.
Then
So
was this like about an hour ago you decided to do this or was it planned?
it's been a work in progress.
Okay.
It's been a work in progress. My wife and I have been talking, and then she said, you should probably set up somewhere and tell people to just come up and talk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit. But then, like, that's actually kind of cool. Right. It makes you think on your feet. And, like, I know you, but, like, I know Melissa. I don't know other people that I grew up to. And now they're part of my collection of guests. And yes, you're going to get a Polaroid taken.
I know like most of the time in the content creation side of things, they always tell you like keep the same studio. So people can like, recognize it and stuff like that. I think the exact opposite about what you do. Like I think the fact that you're traveling into these conferences, setting up in different spaces of the conferences, I think that keeps it exciting. So like I'm on the other end of that whole spectrum where I think you're doing it the right way.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Buddy, finally, we did it. We'll have to make sure that whenever we're next to each other, we don't talk.
Right. We'll just keep waving at each other and try to be hugging at the end.
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
All right, let me stop this thing here. Thank you.
Thank you.
This guy's cool.